and let us kick off with Strays. Sean, tell us about Strays, because I think everybody else who hasn't seen this film, all you would have seen is Talking Dog Movie.
Talking dog movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you can forget Hatchie and A Dog's Life and all those sort of dog movies. It's not that sort of dog movie.
Or
Um,
it's not the sort of like thing that tells us more about ourselves than it does about the dog.
I wouldn't even say that. No, it's just basically it's and
I'm sorry. Or that film with the terrible title, The Art of Driving in the Rain, or something like that. Sorry, carry on.
yeah, okay. So this is a story. I mean, I don't know. Did you ever see the trailer for it, Toes? I think you did, Cameron, didn't you?
I have
Yes,
seen
I've
the
seen
trailer
the trailer for
Yeah,
it.
I have seen the trailer for
okay.
Strays. I know
So
what the basic idea is. Yeah.
yeah, so it's basically the story. There's a dog, a lovable dog. Well, I don't think he's particularly lovable, but then I'm not a big dog fan. But anyway, and his owner decides that he doesn't like him, and so he takes him as far away as he can, so to try and get rid of him, basically. But he always manages to find his way back. But there's one particular time he actually takes him miles into the city, and dumps him in the city, and he's like, oh, and these couple of big Dobermans are like, oh, so the dogs are all typecast with the sort of dogs that they'd be, you know what I mean? So like the bigger dogs, shall we say, and you've got like a police dog. I guess you can guess what the breed of the well, it's two
German
police
Shepherd,
dogs.
Alsatian.
Yeah, and a bloodhound, obviously. So
Yeah.
so they are very, and they very much talk like. In fact, I don't know who did the voice to the police dog, but it sounded a bit like one of those the one of those big wrestlery type blokes. He goes, hey, yeah. So anyway, so that's the story. Basically, he pals up with three other dogs, like a Great Dane, a Border Collie, and the little. Well, I don't know what it is, little yappy one, little terrier who played by Jamie Foxx. And I have to say that I don't know, I really like Jamie Foxx, and a lot of things. He's he just seems to have something that I really, really like. I mean, I recently, I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but it's me. I watched a thing with him talking to Denzel Washington.
Oh yeah.
And he said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to just do an impression because he's brilliant at impressions." And he goes,
He is brilliant at
"Get
impressions.
your hands off me," like that.
He's brilliant at impressions. I saw something similar to that where he was pretty much he was imitating a lot of the cast of Any Given Sunday. So him doing Al Pacino doing a speech from Any Given Sunday is actually a thing to behold.
That's it. But anyway, back to the story. So basically, they decide it's like an adventure. They go, right, we're going to sort out. They're going to do something nasty to this.
I think the words in the trailer that the dog uses that he's going to find his owner who's dumped him and bite his dick off. I believe that is essentially the journey of this film. That is the quest that they're going on in this film.
That's it. And as I say, on the way through, they meet different. They say, "Oh, where are you going to find your way back?" And he said, "Oh, where there's this big wheel thing." Big fair. He says, "Oh, there was this big wheel and this big mountain," and so they sort of find their way back by landmarks. He sort of follows them back by landmarks.
Yeah.
And there's like there's a great scene with a bunch of cats hanging out like a big gang. They sort of walk by and there's like a bunch of cats hanging out of bins and stuff, a bit like Top Cat. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Hey, what are you doing coming through this neighborhood?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's and I just thought it was just going to be the bits in the trailer. It's funny, but I really, really enjoyed this film. I thought it was. I was laugh out loud. I was laugh out loud. I mean, there were a few bits, which I wasn't quite so keen on, but on the whole, I just really had a good time. I had a good time at the cinema. Yeah, I enjoyed this immensely. Much more than I thought I was going to. I wasn't expecting great things, but.
You see, no. These are the kind of things that I look at and I say that these are high praise from Sean. So, Sean,
Yeah.
I think the two things that you usually reserve your harshest criticisms for, I think, are comedies and horror movies. So, if you find a comedy that you actually like, good. If you find a horror movie that you don't think was rubbish, good.
Yeah.
That's good going, because I know this is kind of like a talking dog movie, and usually talking dog movies are supposed to be like cutesy things, but I feel like this is kind of like it's like the super bad of talking dog movies, where it's almost like R-rated, and like the things the dogs do are like it. It's not sanitized. It's kind of like I saw a review that was saying, yeah, that's what dogs are like. Dogs are filthy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's one bit where I was, which I won't say what bit anyway. Let's just say a prison cell. Wow, you know, all the pound whatever. But that was I mean, normally I wouldn't find anything like that funny at all. I was like, why are you finding this funny? Because it's not this. But I did. No, I had a good time. I was laugh aloud. So
how many stars would you give Strays?
Well, for enjoyment wise, I would give it quite high. But I think for a film for general release, I've got to give it a high 3, probably a high 3. But I did have a good time. I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. So one of those 3-star film, but 4-star, maybe 5-star experience of watching it.
Because I should imagine it would be. I should imagine it might be offensive to some people, and it would be. So, but I suppose from a personal point of view, I mean, I should be allowed to give it a 4, really, shouldn't I?
You can give it whatever
it's
you
your
like.
thing. You not think about what other people think. It's about your enjoyment. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah. So okay, so we're gonna go up 4 for this one because it was a surprise. It was a surprise, and I had a really, really good, enjoyable time. So bearing in mind I'd been away, I suppose, so it was probably like
was it the first film back?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, but also I'll say that this might be the Christopher Lord and Phil Miller, or is it Christopher Miller and Phil Lord? I think that's the way around. They are the producing partners. They've also directed a whole bunch of films and all. They did like 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
I enjoyed those.
Yeah, those are good. They did the Lego Movie. They did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So there's a lot of stuff that they do, and pretty much a lot of stuff that they do is just ends up. They did the Spider-Verse movies, like they were the producers behind those.
Okay. Wow.
And so they are names that if their name is attached to something, you're like, there'll at least be an idea here that is worth following up with. All right, cool. So thank you very much for that, Sean. That's